Gotham episode 2, Selina Kyle. This episode was actually more enjoyable to me than the series premiere, actually. And there were still some things that I didn't actually like about this episode. And there was really only one thing. And honestly, it was Jada Pinkett Smith in this one. And her kind of, it seemed like she was just really, like, they told her to, like, just overact in this episode compared to the first episode. Because in last week's episode, she seemed perfectly fine. I liked her character. When she wanted to be threatening, she was threatening. When she was just talking to someone and she was actually nice with them, like with Bullock, that's just how it felt. And in this one, it was oddly over dramatic. Like, it completely changed to me from last week's episode. So that was the only thing that sort of threw me out of it. Even the really weird characters, I they were clearly made to be really weird, working for the doll maker. So those two, I understand they were meant to be like really sort of creepy, like almost 50-ish type characters. They were kind of made to be that way and be really weird. But her character is meant to just be a normal, mob boss. Like, she's the sub boss in the entire crime syndicate. And in this episode, she just seemed oddly over the top to me. So it took me out of it a little bit when she was in it. But I really enjoyed this episode, honestly. Although it was called Selina Kyle, I was really expecting way more of a focus on Selena than we actually got. She was hardly in it, really. If anything, it was like the opposite of an episode focusing on her. But it was, considering we've only had 2 episodes, I guess it focused on her. She was in this one actually more than she was the last one. But I enjoyed her parts. We got to see her sort of sneak around and stuff, so that was pretty cool. She got busted in the end, but of course she was saved by Jim. And in the end of this episode, she tells Jim, like, hey, I know who killed the Waynes, and I saw it clear as day. So I'm excited to see what that leads to, and also the connection, because she's finally spoken to Jim. So I'm really excited to see how he sort of goes down this path, because we know Jim Gordon and not just Bruce Wayne, but Batman have a bond in the Batman series, but we never really see, and I don't think we've ever really seen a bond between like Jim and Selina Kyle. Maybe they've done it in the comics, but as far as TV goes and the animated shows, they don't really have that. They do it where like Jim will know who Selina Kyle used to be because he knows who Batman is and stuff like that. So when they're much older, he tends to just already know all the secrets and stuff about Batman. But they never really have it where he just knows Selina Kyle, or even he used to know her, anything like that. So I'm excited to see how they create that sort of story in this series. But overall, I thought it was really good. We got the creepy villains. They get defeated. It was pretty cool to see them actually escape, and then they have to, kind of solve the problem again almost by the end of this episode. And the crappy stuff that happens in Gotham, like with the kids, is like all these kids are taken off the street and then they're just sent to prison, except for the cute undamaged kids. Although the kid in the bus was actually like a young kid who seemed like he shouldn't have gone upstate. But it was really interesting. It was a good episode. I really loved the beginning, because the beginning, after they kind of had the initial crime, and Kyle Massey, who's actually the actor, after he was in the prison, and Bullock was just losing it on him. Bullock and Gordon fighting, I thought was really, really cool in this episode. It was just everything. It was the beginning of the episode, and Bullock was just losing it on this kid, and then Jim kind of had to lose it on him. And I love the part where he's like, it's not so long ago you put a guy in the river, which I'd seen a million times because they kept showing it for the preview for this one. But it was a really good part of the episode, and it's just like Jim can't exactly say I didn't do it, because then he'd get killed, and so would Barbara. But it was really cool. And then, of course, Barbara kind of calling in the hint for him because he knew he couldn't do it because he'd kind of get busted. I enjoyed that part too. That was pretty cool. But I love this episode, actually. And we even got to see what Penguin was up to. He's really going off the deep end. He's like rising to that point where he's really the Penguin. And I love the way it ended, where he was trying to be the criminal and he killed one guy, and he had the other guy's mom on the phone, and he kept trying to tell her, like, this isn't a joke now. And he even was gonna barter with her, like, if you don't have 10 grand, then I'm sure we can talk about something else. So he's not at that level, but he's trying to be. And the guy's mom just hung up on him, so he's gonna murder that guy, and he's probably gonna murder the guy he rented the little cabin from, because that guy is probably gonna get real suspicious, or just say he looks like a penguin or walks like a penguin, and then he'll snap and kill that guy too. But I'm excited to see his sort of parallel story in each episode where he tries to grow as a criminal and kind of build his own little army and then come back to Gotham later on. And who knows, maybe he'll take out Fish Mooney in like season 3 or 4 or something down the line, and then that's when he'll officially be like the Penguin that we know from Batman. That would be really cool if they do it that way. But I don't think they'll keep him out of Gotham for that long. That seems like it would be a bit too long. But I'm excited to see where things go with his character outside of Gotham and the weird trials and tribulations and stuff that he has to deal with when he finally comes back and possibly takes on Fish Mooney and maybe works under Falcone, who in this episode was really cool as well. And we had that little moment which kind of ended the Fish Mooney storyline for this episode when she was confronted by him and he was like, Cobblepot told me you said this stuff about me. I'm old. You're gonna take me out and stuff. And then he put on a little display. He was like, I heard you have a lover. And Mooney's like, I use him for exercise and that's it. And he's like, okay, well, it's clearly the young guy behind the bar. And he just has him beat up. And I love how they did that scene because he wasn't just beat up, and not only beat up in front of everyone, he was beat up in front of everyone, and we could see that. Like they were blurry in the background because of course they were focusing on the actors in front of the camera, but it looked really good. Like you could just see him getting punched, and Falcone like puts his hand on Mooney's hand, which he had just done when she was like, "I never said that" and stuff, and he was like, "I really appreciate you being honest," and it was just really cool how he did that, and it was just a great display of force, really, and it really hit her. It was like, I can't touch this guy at all right now, and he's making a real big display. Like, I can't touch him, but he can definitely hit me where it hurts, and that's kind of what a smart mob boss does. They don't really hurt the person that's giving them the issue. They hurt the other people around them because that tends to affect you emotionally, which in most cases tends to hurt you more. So that was a really great scene with him showing his sort of cunning as the top mob boss. And they mentioned the Maroni family, which was pretty cool, coming into play and stuff like that. So we might get them in there, but they at least got referenced, and it was just really cool. I enjoyed the episode. I'm really excited to see where things go. We also got more Bruce and Alfred, and Bruce starting his training burned his hand, and so they didn't go too far into it, but he did say he was like training himself and stuff. So it was cool that they flat out made him say that line, like he was testing himself. So I enjoyed that. Getting to see more of Alfred, because this Alfred is really unique to me because he like cusses Bruce out and stuff like that. So I actually enjoy that a little bit when I get to hear it, and just his accent is really, it's like the actual accent that Alfred should have always had, but we never really heard when you think about it. So I kind of enjoy actually hearing him say that, except for like the Christopher Nolan movies, because I can't think of the actual actor, but like him, he actually had a British accent. So any other time it's animated, it's just like an American guy barely doing a British accent. So in this, it was kind of cool to actually see that because we typically don't get it. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm excited for next week. Like I said, I actually thought this was better than the season premiere, and the criminals in this were really, really weird, but I actually enjoyed that. We even got like a cool little gunfight, which was pretty interesting. But overall, I definitely loved this episode, and I liked it more than the actual series premiere. But comment below, let me know what you guys thought about it, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I have a couple of questions for you guys. One, what do you guys think is going to happen to Cobblepot when he's out there? Like, what do you think his story is actually going to be? And what do you guys think Jim's sort of relationship is going to evolve into with Selina Kyle? As I mentioned, we've never really seen that before, except possibly in the comics or just, where I've never read it before. But what do you guys think their relationship is going to be? And what do you guys think Cobblepot's sort of outside Gotham storyline is going to be? Comment below, let me know. And thanks for watching.